Mario, those people that were waiting on the other live stream, I closed it and I had to redo the settings, and I hope they figure out that Mario, it's okay. I got it figured out, Mario. I got it figured out, Mario. Anyway, there's 7 people that were waiting, or a small group of dedicated people that are right now, I hope, getting notified that I had to close out the live stream and start it again. Oh man, I can't believe I did that. Mario, the way to fix it, so we both remember, is that, hey, okay, let me ask you a question. Hello. Were you on the other live stream waiting, but you figured out that this live stream came up, or did you just come right on? I know there's like a 12-second delay, but I want to find out because I started a live stream, the settings weren't right, I closed it, and then boom. Don't bet on the horses? Okay. Let me know, guys, if here we are. We are getting closer and closer to dialing this thing in, and it's really exciting because we got some interviews that are, okay, just came on. Hang on, let me just get the feedback here. It just came on. Were you, Jane, were you on the other live stream waiting? That's what I want to find out. Just saw live, just came on. New York, what's up, New York? Hey, Lauren. Keep going. All right. Well, hopefully they figure it out, or they're not just waiting, or they think that I canceled it. How's my sound? Does my sound good? Let me know. We're experimenting with all this stuff. We got a new mic stand, thanks to, she wants to be remaining nameless. We got new tripods, and Mario's been very helpful, and we're dialing it in, and we've got a number of interviews set up. So I'm open to doing questions right away. Woo. So what do you guys got for me? And I sound good? Good. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to say it again, as I always do this. If I'm asking a question and it's like, is it yes or no? The yeses are 4 emojis, thumbs up, 4 emojis, and then thumbs down if it's a no. Usually I'd ask that near the end of a video after I've gone for like, an hour. I'm like, should I keep going? And usually there's some dedicated people that are like, anyway, the truckers, apparently, I guess they've fallen off the face of the earth because there's very few reports. And the reports, of course, they're talking about, anti this and anti that, and they're trying to make them into Nazis and all this stuff. It's typical mainstream media stuff going after patriots, which, again, patriots has been demonized. Boy, I had a hard time with my words today. I need more coffee. But we're in a battle for our lives with this situation. And I think most of you know that. And what I'm doing with the videos is I'm doing a call to action. Because what drives me crazy is you get a video and somebody's like, oh, this is terrible. Isn't the press secretary terrible? We all know she's terrible. She's probably the worst press secretary ever. I block her name, something French or something. But I want to do calls of action because I'm hoping with those channels to create social change. It's very important. It's not just about an echo chamber. We're making efforts to talk to everybody, even the people that just hate for whatever reason. I engage them. If you look at the comments, you'll notice that. Yes, we are in a spiritual battle. That's right. Hang on, let me go back. I don't know why I can't go back. But yes, we are in a spiritual battle. Absolutely. I want to say it's historic. I mean, I've never been an end times guy, but after that interview that we did with Jamie Walden, if you guys haven't seen the Jamie Walden interview that we did, it's our last interview. We're going to be doing another one on Monday with the top secret guest. Very excited. But he comes across as being very legitimate, and he's got experience with the military and the government and emergency services. He's a pastor of a church. He's a grounded Christian, in my opinion. There's ungrounded Christians too, but he's a grounded Christian, and what he said is kind of, it's alarming, and it's about World War III and that it's imminent. So imminent World War III is definitely a serious message. And it looks like something that's like, bait to get clicks. But the headline, I mean, when he said it, and I said to him, are you saying it's imminent? Like we can't get out of it? He's like, it's imminent. He's like nodding his head. And I'm like going, oh man, well there's the headline for the video. And unfortunately, it's getting very low views, which I would have really thought that it would have gotten spread out, far and wide, because it's like, what? Say what? And he's going to be coming back on. I'm going to have 3 other guests, and we're going to talk about the times. And with 3 men I respect greatly, and I'm excited about it. Maybe there'll be 5 guests, depending on after Monday. We'll find out. But we are in a spiritual battle. It's all about communication and unification. Communication and unification, that's a good line. Maybe I should get rid of people's journalists. What do you think? But what's happening now, and I believe it's God's hand, is that we're getting dialed in. There's bigger stuff coming that's scheduled, which is exciting. The views right now are, straight up, they're low. They're low. I got very accustomed to 15,000 to 20,000 views. A couple thousand people on live streams. That was in January, February, March, January 2021, when it was hot, and everybody was, thinking President Trump was going to come back. No, he's not come back. So you don't have to do a post on this video and tell me he has come back. If you have, I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it so I don't have to text it all the time. Intel, INTEL, at realmustangmedic.com. That's an email address. It's wide open for you. And I just want factual evidence that I can find. I don't want opinions of other influencers or this person said that. We're just going after evidence and reporting evidence. And then of course I'm gonna, I can't help myself. I put my point of view in there. And it's important, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last live stream, I'm gonna talk about myself being center right. And again, I took a lot of flack for that, but my point of view is Jesus Christ was center. I mean, he was just like loving on everybody. I call myself center right because I got a little confusion about what the heck's going on with some of these people and their opinions. It's a little bit, I think I'm cutting in and out, aren't I? It's a little bit unhinged, if you will. But I do see a turn. I do see a turn happening. All right, let me see what we got here. Oh, I'm asking God for help every day. That's why I take it very seriously. That's what's, so help me God, when you're swearing in, that's what it's like. I don't think my chat is working, Mario. It's not scrolling. I don't know why. And I don't know how to fix it. I need to fix it so I can see what you guys are saying. Yes, there is a lot of prayer warriors. That's right. That's right, Shelley. I'm having technical difficulties today. I'm only getting half the chats. Anyway, wasn't I just talking about dialing it in? So what's happening is that we're getting the right equipment, we're getting the right lighting. I mean, we got the microphone, got the stuff going on, in the background. I'm an art director, so everything has to be kind of pretty, as they say. Or dialed in, much more professional. And big things are happening. So the view count as low is, I think, is a message from God saying, are you going to trust me? Are you going to trust me? I'm like, yes, Lord, I trust you. I'm going to trust you. But of course, we want to reach as many people as possible. So I want to invite you guys to, share these videos, like them. You don't have to donate. It's always appreciated. It helps me be able to continue to do this. But really, right now, there's one of the main important things is that we got to like and share and comment on these videos. I believe the algorithms will pick us up after we've posted a straight 45 days every day, a report. It's been like 6-7 hours of work every day, but we're getting it done. Switch to live chat on the top of the chat room. It is on live chat. That's my problem. It says live chat. And it's not scrolling. It stops it. Also ask for God's help. Maybe, is that the last text? I don't know, from Kathy. Could you guys all send a bunch of thumbs up? Then I'll know if it's. Then I'll know if it's actually working. It's working on the phone that I'm talking on. but it's not working on the phone that I have next to it. Wait a minute. I'm waiting for the thumbs up on you guys. I know it takes 12 seconds. Sorry. No, it's not working on the other phone. All right, excuse me for doing this. I want to be, it's working on the phone that I'm looking at, but it goes by too fast. So I'm going to try to fix this while I'm on with you guys. Give me a second. I'm going to just actually close the app. I hate doing this. This is the thing about live. You know my videos, our videos. I'm always like talking straight, starts with me talking, clips with me talking. That's my production side of me. Live is just so rough. And I don't like watching people on live doing this kind of stuff, what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Because I'm on live. And I can't edit this live. So you have an idea. And then of course, there's an ad playing. Now, nobody laugh at that, okay? All right, nobody laugh at the ad playing. Skip. Okay, yes. Sorry. Yes, it's working. I just had to get out and put it back on again. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I got all your thumbs up. All right, there you go. Now I got it. What I've got is a setup where I've got three tripods. One's holding the mic. One is holding a 12 Pro Max, which is actually an awesome machine. I have not been using my big phone because the screen's too large. And all of a sudden I'm like, it's processing like beautiful pictures. It's fast. It downloads images onto my photos. I'm an iMac guy. Obviously, you can see that. I've been an Apple guy since 1986. Here's my cane. And I should have bought stock instead of buying a computer system. I spent $15,000 on an SE30 with a 33 megahertz processor and a 200 meg hard drive. And that was really modern at the time. And I know I'm dating myself. You know, no, I was not 8-track. I was cassette tape. Okay, the boomers are laughing about that. The younger people are scratching their head trying to figure out what I'm talking about. Good thing time is fake. You do what you do. Thank you. Yes, everything is locked up. Yes, everything just locked up. Am I not on right now? Is this not working? Somebody messing with me. Sorry, guys. I apologize for this. I really do. Son of a gun. Oh my gosh. Mario, we still got to work some out. We got to make some notes. So I'm not doing this on live. It's embarrassing. I'm on. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Julie. Let's get focused here, people, right? I think that's the focus is more on me, meaning I got to focus. $866, what is that? All right, okay, let's go questions because my thoughts are obviously all over the place. You're on Mustang, thank you. Who's got a question for me that they have? Or if there's no questions, I'll start monologuing again because it's not hard for me to talk, as you know. All right. Warning, I'm going to start talking. Hubby loves Apple. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Valerie. Once you go Apple, you don't go back. I guess that's what they say. So we're getting it dialed in as we get all this awkwardness out of it. And I think big things are to come. The view count is low, but the algorithms will most likely start picking us up because there's still a number of people of that 160,000 people that are subscribed to this channel that haven't been notified yet, even though they either didn't hit the notification bell. But the thing is if we keep getting decent sized views on them, like, 1,000, 2,000 is okay right now. What's happened is it's notifying people that have the similar interests. They're contacting me going, I can't believe you're back. And it's been like a month and a half. And the people that are subscribed are just figuring it out. Now, I'm not going to go into the shadow banning thing. I used to do that. But I also recognize I've got a new perspective. I'm sure there's going to be some disagreement on this, but I know that YouTube's a business, and they want activity. They want to see activity. They want to see engagement. They want to see likes. If the content's liked, the advertisers are going to lean towards that. So you got 1 million views in your Russell Brand, or your Joe Rogan, or your Tucker Carlson, no problem. You're going to have lots of engagement. But the channels that are, and if you got a smaller channel, I apologize, but a channel that's smaller like this with 160,000, and I used to think this is really big, but I'm getting a new perspective because of the people I'm following, is that eventually, with hard work and doing these stories and being accurate and people sharing it, we're doing it on X, we're on Spotify. Thank you. Mary was telling me to say that on this live stream. We're on Spotify now. So anybody, I dig Spotify. Now that I'm feeling better, I love listening to music. Spotify, Rumble, Locals, Facebook. Can't get access to the 15,000 person account. So, talking to 50 people on Facebook, but we're being dedicated and posting on there. LinkedIn, which is interesting because LinkedIn, I believe that channel or that account, that platform is most likely going to get me a job in DC. And that's all I can say about it right now. But if I get this job, potentially, it will give me access to the White House. So that's exciting. And that's kind of a prerequisite for me. I've got to get access to the White House if I'm going to even think about part-time work as a journalist. So we're going to keep reporting the stories. We're going to get a reputation for being honest. We're going to get I'm going to still do corrections, which there's a new video that somebody was questioning me about, which might be my second correction video. I hope not. But there's going to be opinions. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be interviews that things are going to be said that can't be proven true because it's an interview. I can't control that with the person I'm interviewing. It's not me saying it. So it's not like a correction video. It's just kind of like, okay, this is what this viewer's saying. You can discern for yourself. And like many people say, and I've always said, don't trust me. Look into it yourself. I'm using 7 browsers, and about 3 hours before I actually do a video, I'm not saying you have to do that. Just trust us. I'll report it. Trust us. When I just said don't trust me. Trust us, but discern. How did Reagan say it? Trust but verify. I love that part. Okay. All right, so I got to do the glasses. I knew I was complaining about that. Valerie, about a year back, I went to donate to a page $30, instead did $300, and this channel sided with the vendor, so I took for other way to donate. I'm not sure if you're talking about my channel or you're talking about somebody else's channel. Rebecca, we can get out of it, but only by pardon of God himself through the rosary. It's a spiritual weapon of recourse and must be prayed every day for deliverance. So you're a Roman Catholic, Rebecca, I got you. We have many ways of worshiping God, our God, Jesus Christ. Julie, MustangMedic, are your beautiful girls still living with you? It's been a while since you haven't been on. Yeah, I was offline for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Battling a horrible depression with the canceling of the accounts. I basically felt like I couldn't put my voice out there. I believed that free speech was completely taken away from me and from everybody out there online. I couldn't speak my conservative values anymore, and I couldn't get the message out. So it triggered something in me, and I had a hard time with one of my daughters. I can't go into specifics because I don't want to embarrass my daughters. What I can say is Rachel's living with me, and she's doing fabulous. Pray for Sarah. That's what I can say about that. But Rachel, she's playing basketball, she's playing tennis, she's 17. The estrogens kicked in. That's all I'll say about that. Ladies, you can laugh. Guys can be scratching their heads if they don't have daughters, but I've got 2 of them. And she's getting involved in politics. She I can't tell you what her goal is right now because because she thinks it's going to compromise her goals if her dad talks about it, which I think is hilarious. She's already thinking politically and she's 17, being careful what she says. Hopefully she's being careful. I told her be careful online. Be careful online with that TikTok stuff or the Instagram stuff. What you post out there, it lives forever. I've got 8,500 videos living forever right now on this channel, or 8,700 videos. So my daughters are doing good. My son, who's 18, a lot of you don't know I have a son. He's living with his mother, my ex-wife. He's doing pretty good. And Sarah's doing good. Rachel's, doing great. Rachel's just knocking it out of the park right now, but they're all doing good, my kids. So I'm grateful for that. All right, let me see if there's any more questions. Oh no, I dropped my glasses on the floor and I can't get past the microphone. All right, I'm gonna squint. I can't, oh my gosh. Hang on. If I knock something over, I'll be back. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I'm gonna throw a towel over there and see if I can pull my glasses toward me. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a casual live stream, I'm telling you today. This is a casual live stream. I didn't drink enough coffee. BKS, I would donate, but I already live on a 06 Equinox, literally by the river. I'm not sure what an 06 Equinox is, BKS, but I appreciate your wanting to donate so I can keep doing this. I really appreciate it. West Michigan, hey Elizabeth. Unbiased think, be good, unbiased think. I just came on for 17 minutes into this airing. Okay, hey Dot, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you've put up with 17 minutes of me fumbling around. Shelly, that was the enemy trying to stop you from speaking. Yeah, rebuke the devil and he will get, Shelly, absolutely, and I know that, I'm aware of that. I got beaten down, I did get depressed, and I did question God, which I'm not as good as Job, okay? I wasn't praising God for my depression, but I always knew that he wasn't gonna let me die. I always knew that. So I just kept, can't say I was plugging along, I was basically laying on my back. But when it broke 6 weeks ago, and I actually wanted to go outside and wanted to do something, it was such a big deal to me. And I'm just grateful to be talking to you guys. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. It was that bad. It was that bad. But I'm back, baby. Back in black. I was listening to AC/DC this morning when I was taking a shower. Hillary, don't worry, I won't hold that thing against you, that name. Just kidding. Hillary, glad you said dialing it in. It certainly is not going with a flick of a switch. No, it's not. I'd like it to. Don't get me wrong. But all good things are hard to get, apparently. That's what they say, something like that. You got to work for it. So we're going to keep plugging along. You guys are here with me in the early, I'm going to call this the early days of coming back. I came back once before, dropped out, but now I'm back. I believe I'm back. So I'm going to stick with it. And I haven't, Julie, MustangMedic, you haven't changed. You still lose your glasses. That's funny. Again, I'm going to ask for sound again, guys. We're still trying to dial it in. Give me 4 thumbs up if it sounds good. I know it's going to be a 12-second delay, so I'm going to read other things. Mary, hoping they will soon ditch Mitch. So many have to go. So many have to go. Yes, Shelly, I do celebrate it every day. Okay, good. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Switzerland, Coxine, 1007. Hey, from Switzerland. That's cool. I've always wanted to visit Switzerland. I'm sure it's a beautiful country. Oh, and you love my dear soul? Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Yeah, we get like Netherlands, Germany, have little faith. That's a cool account name. Brandon. We all know what he's talking about. What's up, Daryl? I think we're all pressing through depression, but yeah, there is a depression epidemic, and it got much worse since the jab because people were isolated, and I'm going to call it a psyop, but got to be careful on this format. Yeah. Oh, Valerie, your donation happened on another channel? Okay. Don't worry, if you send me $300 and you regret it, I'll send it back to you. Not seeing, unbiased thing is not seeing my posts, LOL. He skipped it both times. Cindy, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do you think the good guys are in control? Seems like it never is going to get better. Oh, MM. I like your account name, by the way. MM. I get called MM a lot. I can talk about that for a little while. Yes, the bad guys are in control. There's no question about it. And the more I find out, the more information I find out, the more I'm learning how bad it is, how demonic it is. And when all things seem hopeless and you're like, it can't be fixed, it's going to be the end, that's when we have to go to faith. That's why it's so hard for people. If you don't believe in God, and maybe you're watching this and you don't believe in God, if you are, I appreciate that you're sticking with it, because most people get turned off to Christians talking about God. I recognize that. And I'm trying to interweave my faith very carefully in the news reports, because I want to reach a full audience of liberals, Democrats. When they go at it and they don't like what I'm saying, I always thank them for being on the channel, because at least they're open to hearing things. I think part of why it's so bad and why it's so demonic is that and it's funny that I'm saying this why I'm on a live stream, right? Using the technology I'm about to call somewhat demonic, okay? I understand the hypocrisy about what I'm about to say, okay? Just want to say that. Is that the algorithms are designed, well, if it's a government's involved, the algorithms are designed to suppress free speech. Unfortunately, that's the case that we're dealing with today. The algorithms, business-wise, and I'm going to do a video I got inspired this morning on Facebook, because it was with Zuckerberg getting interviewed by Kennedy. I love Kennedy. Oh my gosh. A congressman? I think he's a congressman, not a senator. But I absolutely love Kennedy. And we're going to play his video and talk about algorithms online, and that's going to be coming probably Monday. Got another one on Adam's Shifty Shift that's half produced so far. This is why you have to talk about videos. I mean, these videos are taking me so much time with all the inset pictures and the music and editing and cutting out and me going, what did I say? I got to cut all that stuff out. But got a big interview scheduled for Monday. I'm not going to talk about it, because when it's in the can, I'm going to promote the heck out of it. I'll be very excited about it. But what can I say about it? He's been with Tucker Carlson. He knows President Trump personally, and he's willing to do an interview with MustangMedic. So that's bigger than anything I've ever done. I think even than the buses, which everybody seems to know me for the buses. And the pictures of the kids coming out of the White House. But again, I've addressed this before. I didn't know they were kids. They seemed like small people from the distance I was with getting the photograph, and that's all I know. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and theorize about it and create rumors or feed something for clicks. I'm not gonna do that. All right, there's a long one. Let me see what we got. Valerie, super sticker, take 30 to 40% from donations to your channel. So I would prefer a different way to donate. Also, it scared me. I won't do super chats anymore. Oh, I've missed you too. Thank you. So happy to be back. Valerie, thank you. Valerie Barbaru? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I appreciate you asking this. Trust me. I'm really trying not to bring it up, because I don't want to look like a patriot, is a nickname that they do for people that are doing it for money. I'm very careful about that. The website is set up for donations now. They closed down my PayPal account, my Venmo account, but there's Stripe and there's other accounts. I think Stripe is from Elon Musk. But you can go in, you can donate through about, I think, 6 different avenues. And that's the way you can support us. I'm going to shorten the clip that I've been putting on, like for 23 seconds. It's going to me talking about keeping MustangMedic online. got to cut it back to like 12 seconds. So it's just a quick clip, quick little interruption. And then I don't have to talk about how to support Mustang Medic at the end. I can just be like Mustang Medic reporting. So dialing that into, trying to keep the videos around 10 minutes long. I know there's been 40-minute videos, but they've been worthwhile in my opinion, hopefully in yours too. But again, if you want to donate to keep me online full time rather than me working at at some place that is going to occupy all my time, and I'll just do one video a week for whatever I can cover. Right now, the schedule is this. This is my life, and at the moment, the clock is ticking because I won't be able to live like this without an income. I get up in the morning at like 5:30. I usually check the chats or the comments, mostly in YouTube Studio, which is an application that manages the YouTube channel. I then look at all the headlines that are trending. I tend to look at trending off of X. And then I look into those stories under the trending subject matter to find out why is it trending. If I find the video or the clips to be very interesting and worthwhile sharing, I'll talk to Mario about it. I talk to Mario like every day. We talk to each other maybe 3 hours a day. Mario's a saint for dealing with me and for working for free. He's volunteering right now for me and us. So Mario, I know you're watching. I appreciate you. Even when you're mean to me. God has a way of making sure I stay humble. Then we decide on a story, and we dive in on video clips to see if there's video. And I start looking through and doing searches on the same subject matter through 7 different browsers. I tend to try to stay away. I like Safari and I like Chrome the way they work. They're dialed in. Chrome is obviously owned by YouTube, who owns Google owns YouTube, and then Alphabet owns Google. So it's Alphabet, Google, YouTube. And I think they paid was it like $2 billion for YouTube? The guy who's like, he got a $5,000 loan by one of my friends in California. He told me that he gave him a $5,000 loan to set up the software for YouTube. And I think he sold it to Google for $2 billion. I think it was like 2 years later. Talk about coming up with some code. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Fact check me on that. I'm guessing about the 2 billion. All right. Anyway, I'm doing it again. Did I answer the question? Okay. We decide on a story. We get clips. I download them to my phone. I do screen grabs. Download them to this iMac, which is about 2 years old. I bought it, or 2.5 years old. I bought it the month that we took off in January 2021 when I went political. I bought this computer, so it's pretty fast. Thank God. I do all my editing on iMovie, which is a very simple program. Anybody can, I think you have to have an Apple. I don't know if you can do it on PC maybe, but iMovie is a very simple program. I've gotten pretty creative with it on how to get past limitations. I could do Premiere off of Adobe Premiere, and I'm an art director. I've been using Adobe since 1986, Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and I design all these graphics because I'm an art director. I've got 40 years experience in it. A lot of people ask me, why does your graphics look so good? How do you do that? And I'm just like, well, I've been doing it a long time. So it's a whole combination of getting all the data, getting the clips, and then I write it. So I take sections and I write it in my language. I'm not plagiarizing like the president of Harvard, who's still there making $900,000 after plagiarizing and being an anti-Semite. Again, amazing. Amazing the injustices of this world right now. And I write it, I read it, realize I've done a lot of mistakes. I rewrite it, I read it, fix more mistakes. And then I was trying a teleprompter program, which was scrolling the copy over the phone. I tried a couple of videos like this, especially you can see my eyes. Like on these videos, you actually see my eyes because of the lighting. When I'm outside, I'm like this. I'm always talking like this when it's outside, so nobody can see my eyes. I can kind of get away with the teleprompter thing, kind of look into the left or look into the right. Here, you can't get away with it because the eyeballs are lit up. So I just gave up on that. I just like, it's not working, Mario. I did a first video where I just read and did it. You probably saw it, did a bunch of images where you couldn't see me. It's really easy. I mean, liberal hive mind, don't get me wrong. I got total respect for him. I love his videos. But man, he's just audio. He shows visuals, he's audio. And when I'm clipping my audio, it's so much easier than clipping video. Videos like this, you know, when you cut it, because it's with the odds of having your head exactly in the same spot. And there's people that talk like this and they keep their head really still. So when it clips, you don't really recognize it. But if I'm talking like this. So I'm clipping all over the place. But nobody's really complaining about one person did. And the interesting thing is on the video that I did with Jamie about World War III, there's a playlist. Got to check it out. Got to watch it and stick with it. And when you guys stick with the videos and you watch the whole video, that helps the algorithms. So again, it's going to help spread the word. If you're into this and you want to help out and you believe in the truth and you believe seeking the truth, spread the word of what we're doing. And of course, there's a benefit to me because it's going to grow the channel and it's going to grow the income. But as long as I'm talking about the message and I believe in what I'm saying, I can do this. Once I start doing it, and people will question my character on this, but I'm telling you the truth. If I start doing this to make money or I do it with motivation to get views, God just goes and slams me against the ground in a loving way, of course. The Holy Spirit convicts me. I've tried it once. I think I talked about it in past live streams. Can't do it. I can't do it. And most people are very, very suspicious of that. And they have every right to be with how many people are lying. Oh, I got a question, and I'll get back to the rest of my day later. Let me see what we got here for the question. From Dot McKelly, why did the Inspector General's report in Biden and classified docs not state that Biden did not have the legal right to have classified docs prior to his residency? Because he's Joe Biden. Because he's Joe Biden. The swamp protects the swamp. We've all seen it. That's why they don't want Trump in. That's why we got to pray for his physical protection too, because they're getting really desperate. The court cases aren't working out. The Supreme Court hasn't decided yet. That Supreme Court vote better be 9-0. If it's 8-1 and it's Biden's pick, we'll know what we've got for the rest of our life. But look at Hunter. Look at what Hunter and the financial transactions between him and his father, the big guy. Everybody's like the big guy. He said the big guy, right? I think it was like 15% he was getting off of the money, the millions that Hunter was getting. People are buying his paintings like, hey, I mean, I've never seen his paintings, but I know he's not a talented. I have a sense he's not a talented artist. I'll have to see his paintings. But he's getting like $500,000. Do you think he'd be getting $500,000 if he wasn't President Biden's son? There's a payment going on there. It's a shell game. It's money laundering. He's not even paying his taxes. He was subpoenaed to go to the Congress, and instead he stood outside the Capitol building, not going in to see Congress, which I think Congress is on the right of the Capitol building and Senate's on the left. And the flag goes up when they're in session. It goes down when they're out of session. There's a little DC tip that I learned. But look at what he's getting away with. And then he says he showed up. I showed up. And all he did was talk to reporters. Marjorie Taylor Greene called him out on that. Love that. And then Marjorie, when he did finally go, I think it was the second time, he did come in. Marjorie started asking questions. He got up and walked out like a baby. I could say other words, but I'm a good Christian boy. Or at least I try to be. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carrie Lake, these two rock on for me. I love them. I love them. They are just calling it out. They truly care about our country. And I'm going to call them MAGA because Make America Great Again. Does it not make sense? Does it not make sense? Like, you're going to be shamed because you're a MAGA Republican. I'm going to be shamed because Make America Great is a bad thing. Is this not an upside down world that we're living in? And of course, you know, end times said what's right will be wrong and what's wrong will be right. So, and then we've got the conflicts. I mean, we haven't got the Antichrist popping up yet. We haven't got one world order yet, but they're all certainly working towards it. Again, the Jamie Walden interview, you got to watch that too. So you got to watch Jamie. Also, the other video that talks about the illegal immigration is a huge story that's not getting enough views, in my opinion. And the gentleman that I did the interview with, he's got like over 100,000 followers. He talked about it, and nobody came over and watched it. I'm like, going, how could they not watch it when their own I don't like calling myself an influencer, but their influencer is saying come over and they're not coming over. I'm like, how does this make sense? Why is this story not going out? And again, it always comes back to this spiritual battle. It's like the information that's true is suppressed. The information that's fake is shared. And that's what we're dealing with today. So I came full circle about the algorithms. So the algorithms and the interview with Kennedy, grilling Zuckerberg about how Instagram and Facebook are hurting children. Mostly Instagram's hurting the children because they all go to Instagram. They all consider everybody still on Facebook as boomers. And it's true, the demographic is probably over 55 and up in Facebook now because we don't change, right? Most people, when you get older, you get comfortable in what you're doing and you don't want to change. You just, I've always been a Mac guy. I wouldn't even think about not leaving Mac. I know it for the most part. My daughter's 17 and she can fly around with Bluetooth and just her brain is just firing and she can basically do anything on her phone. Dad, and I'm like, oh my gosh. The little girl that was 3 years old telling me actually it's green, Dad, has now gone full blown techno. And that's the generation now. They've been brought up on this little powerful computer in their hand that's a phone since they were 3. We're just catching up. I started when I was 22. That was a long time ago. All right. Mary Nidri, RK, you aren't the only one, and I keep everything unplugged and use solar to charge my phone. Okay, you guys are having a conversation. I just jumped in on that one. Sorry. Chada, we need to focus on our local elections. Yes, vote for those politicians and sheriffs with our morals. Yes, God, family, country. That's right, Chada. That's right. You know I agree with that. All right. I'm trying not to read out the conversations because you guys are into it. But if you got questions, do me a favor, type question in front in all caps, and I'll focus on those posts. I usually focus on the super chat things, but they're not coming in. So such is life. Miss J, you're here to be supportive. Thank you, Miss J. I appreciate you being here. Again, type in all caps question. I'll see it and I'll read it and answer it. So the algorithms, what they're doing is they're polarizing the people. It's a business. They want you engaged. They want you to stay. They don't want to upset you. They don't want to piss you off. Oh, wait a minute. I'll go back to algorithms in a second. I got a question. What's your take on November 2024? Will it be legit, or will it be getting shushed again? We need to use paper. Yes, we do. We need to use paper. Unbiased thing. I've got a grave concern about the election, and it's again the interview that we did. That's you're going to have to scroll down. I don't think there's a playlist on it yet. There might not be, on legal immigration and the fact that the government, our federal government right now, is registering, giving them social security numbers, giving them housing within 4 months of them getting across the border. Some of them, and the ones that have been doing it in 2 months, have been in the country illegally for 3 years. Now that Biden administration is basically harvesting votes by giving illegals, illegal aliens, but nobody wants to use that word, they're migrants. No, they're illegal migrants, they're illegal aliens. They've always have been. We're not going to change the name like they did with the climate crisis. What global warming, the climate, it's global warming and it's something else because it wasn't working with Al Gore and saying the country is warming and we're going to get flooded. That all went away. So sorry, I'm reading when I'm talking. But yes, we should be back on paper. I don't care that those voting machines, who remain nameless, were questioned, and Sidney Powell had to settle and apologize or something because she didn't have the finances to fight that company. But I've seen videos where it can easily be hacked. And with a simple flash drive, you can set it up and change the votes. It's been proven that they can be hacked. I'm assuming Sidney Powell, I don't know the reason, but I'm assuming that she basically caved is because of the financial, just them coming down on her. A lot of people that are against President Trump, or no, a lot of people that are for President Trump are appearing to stab him in the back, but I don't think they have any legal standing. They don't have the finances to fight like President Trump does. So people are being forced to give in due to financial pressures, which is just horrible. It's terrible. So yes, we should be back to paper. There's nothing racist about having ID, proving that who you are. It's actually very insulting to the black community that these white liberals are, and it's only white liberals, are assuming that black people don't have ID, or it's hard to get ID. Come on now, don't insult them. Don't insult people that are black or brown or whatever. It's like, they're just as smart as everybody else is. We're all one, we're all one under God. We're all created by Him. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. If you're judging people by the color of your skin, you're doing affirmative action, you're being racist. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple. Just because I'm white, male, and 59 years old in this country doesn't make me a racist. It's not like in my subconscious, like they try to say. It's not bias. And I'm not going to say plenty of black friends because everybody's like, oh, you're just a label. I've got plenty of friends that are all different colors, okay? And you guys have seen it on video. Show respect to your fellow human beings. You'll grow, you'll be happier, and you'll be glad you did. Okay. MustangMedic, okay, this is Cindy Herring. MustangMedic, I am in Georgia and Atlanta, Fulton County. It's a hot mess. I'm watching Old Fanny close, but there are many more. Wait a minute, let me try to read that again. I'm watching Old Fanny close. Sorry, I don't understand. Don't, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Hang up. Because she didn't give me attitude this time. I'm watching Fanny close, but there are many more. Even Governor Kemp isn't MAGA. I didn't vote for him the last time. Okay. Yeah, the good thing about this day and age, I might be finally be coming back to algorithms, is that everybody's getting exposed. And it's like anybody that cares is like, what? Say what? And we're actually a very small group that are involved in politics like we are. I mean, when you think about the population of 340 million, I think we're at right now. I mean, America's not having babies as much as the Middle East is, or the Muslim countries. The populations are definitely shifting. But the amount of people that watch Tucker, right, and he gets 50 million views, that's actually a small percentage. So you can imagine people like us are like, but we got to get the message out. We got to get the message out. That's why it's so important to get engaged. That's why it's so important that if you've got somebody that you're watching online that's telling the truth and you appreciate it, you recognize it, you got to support them. And I'm not doing this about me. I'm just saying anybody that's out there, you got to watch the whole video. You got to share, and get the message out to your friends on your Facebook accounts and all this stuff. We have to start initiating, supporting truth and not giving up to the lack of truth that's going on. We are dealing with a serious spiritual battle right now. And I wouldn't even be doing this if I didn't think that this is what God wanted me to do. So I'm just like, all right, God, it doesn't make sense to me. I can't afford to live. Donations aren't coming in, views aren't coming in. And I'm not saying that to manipulate, I'm not asking for you to donate because I'm saying this. I'm just being real straight with you. And he's saying, keep doing it. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep doing it. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this. I've got a lot of joy doing this. I'm enjoying, working with Mario. I love digging into information and having these aha moments, like exposing the fact that everybody thought 20 million were going to die to disease X. And then I find a WHO video that says it's not a real disease. It's a future disease. Boy, was that a great video. That was exciting for us. I think I got, Mario, 55,000 views in one day? It was like, I've said this before, it was like an Elon Musk rocket. It was a very exciting day. And you always think, oh, it's going to stay up. It's now that everybody's aware and people are discovering that I'm back. Oh, you're back. I didn't know. There hasn't really been any real support by any influencers trying to get the word out. They feel competitive with me. I don't know why, but the people that remain nameless are they just want to suppress so they can feel good about their view count or their subscriber count to mine. And I'm like, aren't we all in this together? Didn't I promote people all the time when I was walking around DC because I sensed that they were truth tellers? Well, it's very disappointing, but we'll all survive this, and the truth shall rise, because it always does in time. And God's saying, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. And I'm like, all right, I'll trust you. Algorithms, we'll talk about that. And I'll scroll up and down to see if anybody's just got a question with all capital marks, capital letters. The algorithms are designed to keep people online. They want to keep you engaged because they want to run advertisers' ads. So when the advertiser sees it, he's looking at it, they're called impressions, and he sees 40,000 impressions on his video or their ad, and then they feel good about it. I was in marketing and advertising all my life. I went to 4 years of art school in Philadelphia called Husson College. It used to be called Husson School of Art, but it's a college now. It was a trade school at the time I went. I got out in '86, worked for Bell Atlantic Enterprises, worked for Lewis Gimlin Kynette, Waitman Advertising. That was all on the East Coast in Philadelphia. Running around 21, 22 years old until I was 29, having a good old time. Life is great. Driving a Harley Davidson FXR. I think it's a Harley Davidson FXR. Chromed it out, of course, made it pretty. Used it as a tool, to pick up women. It's terrible. Thank God I never wrote that book about manipulating women. I would have felt so bad. I got smart as I got older. But when you're 20 to 30, girls, women, don't trust them. Sorry, I hate to say that, guys. Sorry I'm outing you, but if you're, most likely you're older anyway. Mary, thank you. First of all, I want to say that. Mary, the 19-year-old daughter couldn't wait to get her voting card. She listens to my news sites with me. She wants Trump back already. Mary, you brought her up well. You brought her up well, okay? That's good to hear. See, that it's those messages, and thank you for your donation. It's those messages that give me hope, about the future generations. And it does come down to family members teaching them, but it's also going to come down to struggle. And as these young people go through heck after getting out of college, they've been taught to, they, them, I'm not even going into the whole TRA and this S thing right now. The protected groups are very dangerous right now. And I want to make darn sure that we stay up and continue to be able to talk in this format. But that's why also the website's got so many different social media accounts and I'm downloading data to all of them. They're not linked back to this channel, to this account, this format. They're each their own entity. So it takes me a good hour and a half to download those large files every day. So when the video comes out, it's usually 24 hours old because we're trying to launch our videos on around 7 Mountain Time. They tend to get the most views. I'm not sure. Mario and I were just kind of shotgun shelling it. We're trying 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 12 noon. Doesn't do well on there. And it's all about getting on the feed at the right time. That's what it's about. And I never concentrated on this stuff when I was just running around DC, just, there's the Washington Monument. There's the Lincoln Memorial. I'm at the White House. I wasn't focused, people. I was just bouncing. And the views were coming in 2 million a month. I do a video, almost always get 20,000 views. At the same time, I was just kind of, not focused. It was like a hypomanic event in what I've learned. So it was good. Everybody wanted to see what was going on. I had no fear. It was cool. But I'm much more focused now. I'm focused on being really careful about the content that we put out. I'm focused on it being factual. Again, not only because I don't like doing correction videos, which people appreciate because I'm very much not like the mainstream media. I actually want us to have a conversation. That's why when Jamie did his interview with me, he said something to the effect that President Trump was, in with everybody else. Like he didn't lift President Trump out of the rest of the people. And I was surprised that he said that. But I didn't even think about the ramifications of him saying that. And what happened was we lost 40 subscribers. Now, 40 subscribers isn't a huge amount when you've got 160,000. It's a very small percentage, but what it showed me was that we've gotten so polarized by these algorithms. This whole live stream is probably going to go back to algorithms because I saw that today, and so I'm really focused on that. But everybody's getting so polarized that they don't want to hear something that they don't think is true. They're like, I only want to hear that President Trump is good. Don't tell me that it was a guest. It wasn't even me saying it. You know, it was new information to me, him saying that. And he had a lot of new information. I mean, he called it fire hosing. When he said, I fire hosed you, I said, yeah, I'm drowning here because I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Of course, it was my best interview because I wasn't talking. But those people, yes, they're gone. They've decided that I'm a Trump hater, which if you watch this, you know I'm not. If you watch the videos, I do think it's very important that he gets in. Oh, Lord, I don't even want to think about if they are able to install President Biden back in again. It would be really horrible. And yes, I'm a person that has shot President Biden, not shot Biden. I've been videoing President Biden the whole year in 2021. He's in office. He's not, I know you don't want to hear that. He's not a clone. He's not an actor. I don't know what else he's been called. It's really him. And I know that because I was doing videos of him coming out of the front of the White, or the front and the back are the same, but coming out of the White House and going to the Rose Garden. And then a lot of people that were making a lot of money off their views said that he was he wasn't there. He was actually at the small White House, and no, MustangMedic, breaking story. And what did I do? I took a hit because a lot of people don't want to hear what's truthful. But I know that if we keep focusing on the truth, then it's honest change. It's honest, it's integrity oriented, and I know that God will bless that no matter how rough it gets. I mean, think about Jesus Christ on the cross. Cannon nine tails whipped, their little cannon nine tails are like little metal hooks at the end of leather whips. He was whipped so bad you could see his ribs, and he's on the cross. They're spitting on him. They're celebrating. They're laughing as he's dying. And what does he say? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I'm not going to claim that I'm like Jesus Christ. I don't know who would do that. I would be very upset and very angry and not thinking life is fair. So he is that example, and we can all strive for it. All right, let me put the glasses on, see what we got. Question. Cindy Herring, question, have you run into Andrew Penguin 6 since you visited DC? I catch some of his videos, but with work helping with my grands, I don't have a lot of my time. Well, I helped out Andrew a lot when he was a small account. I think he was at 40,000 viewers, and I had like 175,000. And I did support him a lot. I've had very limited communication with him. I think he did mention me in a video at the very end, the last 2 minutes. But unfortunately, when you're watching videos, and we look at the algorithms all the time, they start off high, really high, and then they dive down. And I think almost every so-called influencer knows that. And I was at the end of a 20-minute video, the last 2 minutes, you know, old YouTuber, he mentioned me. So I don't think anybody really saw it. So I think like 4 people told me that they saw it. If he would do a video mentioning me, and maybe you can ask him, in the first 45 seconds, it would be huge because his audience is my audience. I gave him a large amount of his audience because I was always promoting him, because I really felt like he was part of the team of, you know, honest influencers. So we'll see if he does that and he wants to support MustangMedic and actually help me back. He'll do a mention of me positively in the first 45 seconds. If not, it'll be telling. Just thought. I've always known him as being a good guy. We'll see. Time will tell. So does that answer your question? I hope it does. I'm biased. I think like the FBI HQ was closed up. LOL, you reported the truth on that one. Thank you. Shelley, we Christians can only spread the gospel. We cannot beat down people who reject the gospel. Same as true of politics. Yes, that's so true. And that's, again, another example of Jesus Christ. Him calling out the liars. You know, he called out the Pharisees, but he loved the whore. I wasn't sure if she was at the well or she was just, you know, she touched him. He sensed that she touched him, and she was healed. He was a true loving God. He came as a sacrifice to the Old Testament God, the Torah, which the Jewish people follow, because they don't accept Jesus as the Savior, as the sacrifice, as God. But he was accepting and loving, and when they hated him, he didn't go in against them. So again, another example that we have to strive for. And we're all human. We all have a sin nature, so we all struggle with that. Kadya, no, please do your FAMN research, please. FAMN. Kadya, I'm not sure what you're talking about on that. There's a lot of, what is it called when it's all letters? I can't remember right now. Again, Kadya, I'm not going to go into bashing other people that are influencers. I don't want to do that. I'm very careful about what I say, so I'm not going to address that. Cindy, good answer. Thanks for, I think, okay, we're not going to do this whole conversation about an influencer. I'm not going to read those. So let's not focus on another influencer here. Let's just put 4 thumbs up if you want the stream to continue. We're past 1 hour. Every time I do one of these, I think I'm not gonna have anything to talk about, and I go on. I mean, it's hilarious. That's why my best interview is me not talking. So if you guys appreciate it, thank you. Harry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mary, Miss J, my girls are tougher than most, LOL. Okay, another conversation. Any more questions, guys? If we're already at an hour, I guess it's time to let this go. But I will say that it's going to be an exciting week. It really is. And the stories just keep coming in. And I believe this is the week the Supreme Court makes the decision on President Trump letting voters vote for their candidate in a state. I mean, is this not an upside down world? All right, any last questions before we wrap this up? Let me see. Thank you, Cindy. You have a good weekend too. It is Saturday, isn't it? I kept thinking it was Sunday. Yes, oh yes, Missy, the Tucker interview. Thank you for saying that. Here goes another 10 minutes. I am so happy that Tucker Carlson and also Elon Musk are doing what they do. They're the reason that I got hope again that I could stay online. I was like, there's an avenue that I can actually speak freely. So X is still very new. I wasn't even using my Twitter account back in the day. It was, my total focus was this platform. But when he bought it for like $20 billion, and then he brought back Alex Jones, I was just like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, it's kind of rough in there. I mean, there's some pretty hateful things going on, and there's lots of people like beating each other up, and you don't want to get caught in that algorithm. If you don't want to get caught in that algorithm, don't keep watching those things. That's the best way to steer the algorithm somewhere else. The algorithm's on you. You can't get away from it. So just keep that in mind. But Tucker, the best thing that ever happened to him was getting fired by Fox. I mean, he's still got a contract. He's making millions of dollars still as he's launching into this reporting that's unbiased. He's listening. And look at what the mainstream media is doing to Tucker in this interview. They're calling him like a traitor. The media is attacking them, a Putin apologist, supporting Russia. Does that sound familiar? So he flew out there, and yeah, it's on his own dime. It's easy to do that when you got a lot of $100 million. Don't get me wrong. I'd be flying all over the place if I had $100,000. But And when I do start flying around, it doesn't mean I've got $100,000, just for the record, if I get sponsored for a trip or something. Gotta be careful what I say. But with Tucker, I would love to meet the man. I mean, of course, I'd love to get interviewed by him, don't get me wrong. But I mean, I really respect what he's doing. There's people that I see online that the Holy Spirit in me, which is my judgment, goes, yes, this person's real. That's when I do the interviews with people. I'm not going to interview anybody, again, for just fanfare or clicks. I'm going to interview them because I believe they're real. They'll say things like I don't know about, which we have to fact check together. I did a lot of fact checking after the interview about illegal immigration, which was shocking. Watch that too. There's two major interviews I want you to watch. I want you to watch the one, and again, there's playlists. Is there a playlist on the I don't think there's a playlist on the illegal immigration. I'll set up an illegal immigration playlist. It will be in there. I'll get that set up today. And also there's a playlist on World War III. Watch those videos. If you haven't, watch them. They will affect you one way or the other. You'll be affected by those. And watch them all the way through. One's 40 minutes, one's another 30 minutes. So get a cup of coffee, get out. I don't want to say get out the popcorn. Everybody's saying when it's a movie, get out the popcorn. But watch those videos, they're important. So with Tucker and then Elon Musk, I mean, look what Elon Musk did. When the interviewer from the mainstream media was interviewing him, I don't know how many of you said this. I'm going to have to blank out the word. I'm not going to say the word. But he was sitting down and he says, "Are you concerned about losing advertisers?" I think he was saying something against Disney about how woke they are. Which, if you guys haven't seen South Park, I don't watch South Park, but I've watched the Pandaverse on South Park. They are mocking the heck out of woke people. So if you ain't woke, you're gonna love it. It's very funny. South Park, Pandaverse, Pandaverse, instead of universe or whatever they do with the Marvels, which is owned by Disney. It's just great. But Elon Musk is getting interviewed, and the mainstream media interviewer, cocky, everybody wants to go against Elon because he's trying to actually let us speak. They're like, oh, wait a minute, we can't let you speak. We have to spew propaganda like back in 1933 to 1945 in World War II. Yeah, like the Nazis did. Goebbels, I'm a huge study in World War II. And the similarities that are going on right now before, in World War II, which is what, 75 years ago? There's only 20 years between World War I and World War II. It was like the 20s and then it was the 40s. They were pretty close together. But wars are not fought anymore by rolling tanks into places. Now they're fought by a press of a button because we invented the atomic bomb, now the nuclear bomb, the hydrogen bomb. You can go back and forth on that, on the history. That's a whole other discussion. But with Tucker and Elon, they are supporting the truth, and they're saying it. So the interview with Elon, I keep coming back. At least I'm remembering, right? I don't have to ask you to help me remember. Elon, he said, aren't you worried about losing advertising dollars? Because they try to manipulate everybody with money, which is not hard to do, especially in Congress or the Senate. But he's like, and I can't remember the head of Disney, but he called him by name, and he's like, blank him. He's like, blank you. I don't blank and care, something like that. Blank you. And it's like, I was like, it's the first time I ever really enjoyed a curse word being said. Usually I'm like, oh, trying not to curse, trying to keep the mouth clean. But that time was like, I was like, yes, Elon, you go, Elon. Because, he's got, what, $20 billion? He's got a bunch of successful companies. He's styling. I would love to meet him. I think he's very interesting. He thinks out everything he says. He's very careful about what he says. And he's inventing just amazing things. Electric cars, yes, they're actually worse for the environment than gas cars. We can go into that later too. But the batteries and all that stuff, and the coal. I think it's cobalt that they have to refine. It's always something. Colbert. You know what I'm talking about. It's like Mariokis. Am I pronouncing his name right this time? The Homeland Secretary, Mariokis. I think I got it down. I think I don't remember what I was calling it. I'm probably mispronouncing it again. You guys are going to laugh. But just can't. I think I'm blocking that guy because he gets on my nerves. He's again, Mayorkas. It's not his fault. He's just doing what his boss is doing, and Biden and Camilla, mostly Biden and mostly Obama, who's handling Biden, you know, could step it up. They are systematically helping illegal immigrants come into the country. That's why they're going through no man's land with the white buses with tinted windows. I filmed it when I was in McAllen, Texas. Playlist, McAllen, Texas. Crisis at the border. They're drowning babies. That's another playlist. But I hope you guys got pencils. You're making notes on all these playlists. But they're bringing them in. They're busing them everywhere. They're taking them to sanctuary cities and they're crying for federal funds to get more money. And oh, we can't handle this. It's all planned. It's all planned. They're doing it all for, you know, at least 10 million votes. Again, I'm guessing. I don't have proof of this. This is my opinion. But they probably got, anyway, 64 million illegally in the country. Now if they make an effort to get, not nationalized, the American citizens, it takes them 2 months, 64 million. And then the 10 million or 8.5 million that have come across the border since Biden's been in, since they stopped the fence building, trying to stop Texas from putting serpentine fences up. They want them to keep coming in. And they're busing them, they're housing them. We are paying for where they're living, driver's license, social security numbers. They're gonna vote. So Lord help us in this upcoming election. It's not gonna be about the jab, but it's going to be about, that's why the illegal immigration is happening. That was my aha moment and why I did that interview. All right, so we're past an hour. I don't know. Let me see. Any more questions that you have that make me go, I haven't been able to use that graphic lately. I haven't been doing that thing on the videos. Maybe I'll do that when I record the next video. It's not going to be the Adam Shifty Shift, which, like Liz Cheney, it probably won't get a lot of views because they're really not liked. People don't want to watch them, but I've got to cover them if there's stuff going on. And Shifty Shift is running for Senate for Dianne Feinstein's seat because she's finally, I guess, falling apart. I mean, the woman was in a wheelchair, barely conscious, and continuing to do what she does. I'm going to call it dedication. You guys can call it something different. Yeah, I live in Denver. Our city today is unrecognizable prey. Yeah, I know about Denver. That's what I mentioned Denver in the video. I know Denver's really bad. I'm sorry. It's our government, our federal government is willing to sacrifice your lifestyle for their power. It's just the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Mary J's given a thank you for nice comments. There you go. Supportive group. We're small, but we're intimate and truthful. And actually, most likely this live stream will get like 3,000 views in 2 days. I don't know why, but the live streams are very popular, more so than the content videos. I guess I'm content, right? Anyway, I guess I'm going to wrap this up. Unless I get a question in the next 15 seconds, because there's a delay with the all caps question to me, I will wrap this thing up. I'll do background music. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up this live stream. Know that you're appreciated. We're all in this together. If we trust in God, no matter what happens, we'll be able to deal with it. And yes, the government's corrupt. Yes, President Trump is the bull in the china shop that we need. I have a large concern about the election. You should too. Reach out. I'm going to start putting in phone numbers and addresses to the people like Adam Schiff and everything to help support people getting out messages to them. Yes, he's running for California. That doesn't mean you can't talk about it to them from Kentucky. The whole world, the whole country needs to address these specific senators and Congress people that we know are sellouts, that we know lie to us. If you know somebody lies to you, shut them off. If somebody online doing this stuff, Oh my gosh, it is. It's been an hour and a half. That's the marker, Mario. My screensaver's set up for an hour and a half. I gone an hour and a half. It worked. Our system worked. So if they're lying to you, don't listen to them anymore. You're being deceived. If I lie to you and you know I'm lying to you and I won't admit that I did something wrong, then I'm lying. Don't follow us. But if you know the truth is coming out, then spread the word about the person that is telling the truth. And it doesn't have to just be me. There are people out there telling the truth. I don't know many of them, but I'm sure they're out there. Unbiased Think, I like him. Rattlesnake TV, good man. And Jesse Lee Peterson, look him up. He's great. Those are my three favorite people that are online. I don't like using the word influencer. It drives me crazy. All right, getting ready to press the button. This is the kind of thing where I don't like putting my hand up in the lens like this. It's just like, oh, man, if I had a production person, makeup, we'd be doing it. Thank you for watching. And if you're watching this now, it means you stayed the whole time on this live stream for an hour and a half. You're truly dedicated, and I'm grateful. God bless you, and good night, or good morning. Have a great Saturday. Be safe out there. I'm going to try to reach around. All right, bye. See, it's production.